Help support our coverage with a free account on Privacy, the service that keeps your bank information private when shopping online. Take control of your subscriptions and other recurring payments. Plus, pause and close privacy cards at any time. And get $5 right now to try the service at collision.live/privacy.
Well, our next guest is here. Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
Fantastic. How are you?
Doing well.
Go ahead and introduce yourself for me.
Cool. So my name is Akshat. I'm currently the CEO and the co-founder of HiRide. HiRide is basically a long-distance carpooling application designed primarily for post-secondary students. Whoever wants to travel home to visit, say, their parents or their friends, they can get a ride, say, from Toronto to Waterloo for $15. Cheaper than Uber, and it's a safer platform as well because we have live GPS tracking, student verification, and driver verification. Something cool we're adding to our system is interest-based riding. So we want to provide a social experience whenever people want to go back home. So now we match people with similar interests. So instead of having a boring car ride back home, they can actually have a fun time going back.
And how exactly does that work?
So, for example, I'm a user, I log in, I put in my interests. I'm a huge Maple Leafs fan. I love Drake. I love the Raptors. They're playing tonight, actually. And so I put in all my interests. I match my Facebook interests. And now I can see what similar interests I have with other people who are traveling to the same location.
Okay.
So I have the choice of traveling with people with similar interests.
So, for example, what if I can't think of my question very well.
As the college student, I would have expected that.
I'm very interested. I just can't.
So many questions.
I went to school at a very not very populated area.
Yeah.
So what if the driver isn't, necessarily from the area I'm from and is driving to where I want to go?
So you have the full choice of choosing any person, right? So if there's no supply, you can still choose the driver.
Okay.
You won't have the same interest, but you'll still get a ride back home.
Okay.
But this is an additional social experience with areas of higher population where there's multiple rides going to the same area, and we just recommend you, hey, you should go with this person, cheap price and similar interests. But at the end of the day, it's your choice who to choose.
I know that's a really big issue because at my university, people would post on Facebook all the time, I need to get to Miami from Lakeland. How do I get there? Can someone take me? But it was really hard, not many people, especially someone someone you would get along with.
Oh yeah, like first year when I actually went to university, I took the bus. And it took me 4 hours and $30 every time I used to travel long distance. And that was a huge issue for me. I really didn't want to go back home to visit parents because I'm like, man, it's such a far ride. And that's how we came up with the idea of carpooling, but with a safer and a social experience. Because that's what university students or college students care about.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you provide the safer experience?
Perfect. So we're partnering up with universities and colleges, and we actually verify your student email because every university or college has a student email.
Sure.
We can verify that. And for drivers, you can take a picture of your driver's license and insurance. We can verify if you're a safe driver in that sense.
Okay.
With the safety aspect, you can share your ride with your mom, your dad, or your best friend. And also you can see who's in the car with you, their profiles and their numbers. So your parents are kind of like, hey, this person's going with another Waterloo student, so they have a peace of mind, and then they can track you when you're coming back home. So your mom's not gonna call you 20 times, hey, where you're at. She can actually track your ride home.
Okay.
Sounds about right.
I'm still gonna call.
Okay.
I was gonna say that sounds like a realistic scenario right there.
Definitely.
Okay, so there's a number of verifications on everybody using the platform, which is a good start, and then the ability to say, this is my track.
Yep.
So, I'm not gonna lie. I've had times where myself on regular ride share apps, I would have liked to have been able to say,
This is where I'm going.
please keep track of this.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like just in case.
Because I've gotten to places and said, I'm here. If I don't text you in an hour, I might be dead. Please,
Oh my God.
Honestly, safety is one of the biggest issues with ride sharing, and we want to be the ones that able to solve those things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So how did this idea all come
Yeah,
Totally.
like as I was saying, first year I took the bus and I didn't like the bus because it took me 4 hours to go back home to visit my high school buddies. And I asked my dad, Dad, can you please pick me up? And for him, it's annoying. It's double the gas money and double the
Yeah,
time.
'cause you have to go there, back. And,
Yeah, like
depending on
imagine
what you're
having this
doing, yeah.
conversation, Dad, can you pick me up to drop me off to Toronto? Because I want to go to a party. He's like, no, man, like get your own
No.
transit, like go.
Yeah.
And that's where being a business student, I'm like, I always want to do this. And I saw the issue for myself. I'm like, maybe there's 1,000 other students facing the same thing. And then there's a huge market in terms of people commuting to work every day. They don't want to take the transit system, or they don't want to travel alone. So there's a
Yeah.
way we can kind of match them as well.
Yeah, like carpool.
To
so,
work,
Okay,
yeah.
that's cool. That's cool.
Interesting.
So the driver would get paid
Yeah.
through your application
Through
as
the
well?
application. So we're adding all these features in, and by September we're launching our final product. Right now it's in the market. We have 6,000 plus users. We launched in January. We got a chance to pitch on Dragon's Den as well. So it was a good
That's
a good
awesome.
exposure for us to kind of start off, but we are still developing our technology and actually perfecting it by talking with our user base and making sure that our company is customer centric.
Okay. And what stores are you available on now? Or
So-
will be?
Both stores. We are already available on both stores. Our product is in the MVP stage. We're on version 2 now. And yeah, people can download the app right now and use it and give us feedback, because we want to improve it and make it better for our users and have a better experience, user experience.
Definitely. Yeah.
So what regions are you targeting right now?
So right now we're in the Waterloo, Toronto region mostly,
Okay.
but we are expanding to 8 more schools in the GTA, couple in Nova Scotia, and couple in Florida as well. So it's kind of like a test market all around, just to see where students are focusing at and seeing if there's a proper market there, and then focusing on where we're getting our revenues from and then expanding more into that. So a couple of test schools here and there to see what the market is looking like.
What
I am
schools in Florida?
fascinated
Yeah.
by the fact that Florida
Yeah,
was
you're
the
talking
call
about
out.
like all of that,
Yeah.
and then you're like Florida. We're from Florida, so
Nice.
So that
Yeah.
immediately we're like, wait, that's a lot of Canada,
like,
and then
oh,
Florida. One
us.
of these things is not like the
Yeah.
other.
So Florida is a good market, because once we want to expand to, say, the U.S. in the next couple of years, that would be our perfect test market to kind of go in, test out the U.S. market, because it's customers have different needs and different preferences
Sure.
from country to country, and we have a couple of connections down in Florida.
Okay.
So that would be a nice way for us to test it out for the next couple of years, and then focus on actually growing our product to the North American market.
which
Okay.
universities are you looking at in Florida?
So in Florida, there's a lot of, I guess, not universities, but there's a lot of groups, rideshare groups.
Okay.
So we're focusing on actually promoting it on through social media. So we are looking
Okay.
to target around 80,000 students in those groups, and then converting
Oh.
those people into our platform.
In exactly the situation you were talking about. I need to get from Lakeland to Miami.
I need to get to Lakeland.
Yeah.
I mean, I had a lot of friends that are from South Florida and don't have cars.
Gotcha.
That's the main reason I was asking.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's a clever. And since the state is so long
Yeah.
and weird,
And
it can take
yeah.
10 hours to get from end to end,
Yep.
and that can be really obnoxious if you're by yourself.
I mean, it's still going to be really interesting because I'll be in Orlando trying to get to Tampa.
Yeah,
Like, this
sure.
is still a really viable thing, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
So now
Okay.
you have a couple more contacts in Florida to help
Yes.
you get it launched.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed you do. Apparently, Danielle knows where people are posting about getting from Lakeland to Miami.
They're always posting
Yeah.
it on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook groups are a huge market now, but the biggest issue, again, safety, right? We
Mhm.
want to
Yeah.
make sure the platform is safe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
The same kind of thing happened in Austin when
Yeah.
they banned Uber and Lyft.
Yep.
Facebook groups got created, and then safety suddenly became a huge problem.
Yep.
Because you don't know who you're going to be riding with. You don't know
Exactly.
anything about
Yep.
that situation. Yeah, definitely.
Cool.
Interesting. So you're in MVP stage, version 2, with a plan to start expanding
Yep.
in the near future. Okay. And as an alpha, what are you looking for out of Collision?
I think it's looking for creating brand awareness for our company and
Sure.
finding those meaningful connections that will help us expand our business.
Okay.
We know that this is a viable business for us once we scale it, but we need the right partners and the right mentors to kind of help us scale that.
Yeah.
So that's like kind of like the biggest thing we're looking out from, I guess, from this conference. Yeah.
That makes That makes sense to me.
Definitely.
And did you say you had 6,000 users already?
Yes, currently in the last 3 months.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now,
It's a great accomplishment.
now I got to know about your Dragon's Den experience.
Man, it was like when I went in, it was recorded 15 months ago, so we basically had 3 screens.
Lordy.
3 screens, basically MVP. It was like pre-MVP, so
Indeed.
we asked all our buddies and family friends or friends just to download the app. So we had 500 users. We went with a 100K company valuation. We asked for 25K for 25%. And as soon as we went into the den, there was like 50 cameras staring at us. I was like, man, like, how am I going to pitch this in front of like 5 people who've been accomplished for so long?
Yeah.
And it was like myself and a couple of my other team members and my co-founders. And we were just like nervous. I was like 20 and I was like, man, this is my first real pitch. Like, what am I going to do? But once you start pitching the idea, it was a 55-minute long pitch when they recorded it. Once you start pitching the idea, you're like, hey, I know this stuff.
Yeah.
And once that just goes to
Once
muscle
you're
memory.
in it, it's...
And it was a great experience because
Yeah.
after that, I'm like, we got a good deal with one person, and yeah, like we did this, and it kind of gives you that confidence when you pitch to someone else.
Yeah,
So that was a great experience for myself and the team as well.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. We've got a friend who did Shark Tank.
Oh, nice.
So it's always interesting to hear that
The dragons are way
Story.
nicer. That's what I saw from all the episode watching.
well, based on the fact that that one of them is sarcastically nicknamed Mr. Wonderful, that's I would imagine so. So if people want to find out more about your platform and
Yeah.
possibly download the app, how can they do so?
They can download it on the Google Play Store or the Apple Store, and also they can check out our website at hiride.ca. So it's HI, not HIGH. A lot of people get that wrong. And also check us out on social media. We do a lot of cool giveaways as well.
Very
Awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, thanks so much for talking to us
No,
today.
thank you so much for having me here.
Absolutely, and have a good
Pleasure.
rest of Collision.
Thank you.